Neil Robertson versus Jimmy White, two left-handers going head-to-head in a proper battle, but here's the thing, this might not be as close as you think on paper. One of these scores might raise some eyebrows, maybe even turn some heads. How many more body parts can I muscle into this intro? Kneecaps. Peak Robertson versus Peak White. No messing, let's get straight into it. Fair warning, the final scores don't sit right. Not even for me. Long potting, Neil Robertson is one of the greatest of all time, straight as an arrow, 97. Jimmy, also fantastic, but less consistent, although creative, 95. Break building, Jimmy's 147 at the Worlds in 1992 was a thing of absolute beauty. He gets a 95, but Neil Robertson wins this one too. He's an absolute century machine, 97. Safety, now Jimmy wasn't known for it, but on his day, he could battle with the best of them, 92. But Neil's safety has won him frames, matches and titles, 94. Flair, Neil Robertson might be one of the most technically sound players of all time, but he's not one of the flashiest, 92. Jimmy White, however, is the flashiest in my opinion, 99. Bottle. Now, Neil Robertson is as high as it can get at times. For example, that final frame in Saudi against Ronnie, but then sometimes he just doesn't turn up at all. He gets a 92. Jimmy, I hate bringing it up, 1992 World Final against Stephen Hendry, losing 10 frames in a row, and then 1994 missing that black in the final also against Stephen Hendry. Sorry, Jimmy, it's a 90. The factual section, and this is where everything changes. Neil has 26 ranking titles to Jimmy's 10. Neil also had a peak rank of #1 in the world, whereas Jimmy only ever reached #2 in the world. And the Whirlwind only has 2 triple crowns to the Thunder's 6. So on ability, this might appear close, but on paper, it really isn't. So what overall scores does that give us? Well, that gives Jimmy White a 92. Which feels controversial and means he slots in behind Zhao Xintong in the league table. Let that sink in for a second. And Neil Robertson clears the table with a huge 95. And this is where people are going to start yelling at the screen. Not just you, me as well, so you might want to turn the volume down. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have I got it right? Have I got it wrong? But be kind, guys. It's just a game. And most importantly, where does it place them in the Q Cards league table? Jimmy White slots in behind Zhao Xintong. Now in my heart, that feels absolutely ridiculous, but on paper, it seems to make sense. I don't make the rules. Well, actually I do, but still. And Neil Robertson equals Judd Trump's 95, but Judd stays on top on the tiebreak as he's won more titles overall. I'm going to leave you with this question. According to the league table, Zhao Xintong is ahead of Jimmy White, but what about according to you? Is Zhao a better all-round player than Jimmy was at his peak? That's the 4th episode of Q Cards, and like a left-hander approaching the table, we came at it from a slightly different angle. Next week, we'll have another legend versus current star battle, and even more scores for you to shout at me about. Until then, why not rate all of your friends out of 100? To their face, keeps it more interesting. See you next time.